ಆಕಾಶವಾಣಿ ಮಂಗಳೂರು. ದಾರಿದೀಪ. ಪ್ರಿಯ ಕೇಳುಗರಿಗೆ ವಂದನೆಗಳು ಹಾಗೂ ಇಂದಿನ ಯುವವಾಣಿ ದಾರಿದೀಪ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಕೇಳುಗರೆ, ಇಂದಿನ ದಾರಿದೀಪ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿ ಕೃತಕ ಬುದ್ಧಿಮತ್ತೆಯ ಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಜೀವನ. ಈ ಕುರಿತು ಮಸಾಚೂಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ USA ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ವಿಭಾಗದ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್, ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಯೋಗಾಲಯದ ಭೂತಪೂರ್ವ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕ ಮತ್ತು edX.org ಶೈಕ್ಷಣಿಕ ಜಾಲ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾಪಕ CEO, ಟಿಲೆರಾ ಫ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಸ್ ಸೆಮಿಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಸ್ಥಾಪಕ, ಚೀಫ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪದ್ಮಶ್ರೀ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿ ಪುರಸ್ಕೃತ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಅನಂತ ಅಗರ್ವಾಲ್ ಅವರೊಂದಿಗೆ ಸಂದರ್ಶನ.
ಪ್ರಿಯ ಕೇಳುಗರ ವಂದನೆಗಳು. ಇಂದಿನ ದಾರಿದೀಪ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಕಳೆದ 300 ವರ್ಷಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಗಮನಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಈ ಜಗತ್ತು ಎಷ್ಟು ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಮೆಕನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಆಟೋಮೇಷನ್ ಇವೆರಡು ಈ ಜಗತ್ತಿಗೆ ಅದೆಂತಹ ಬದಲಿಸಲಾಗದಂತಹ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನು ತಂದಿವೆ ಅಂತ. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಹೆಜ್ಜೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದು ಜಗತ್ತನ್ನು ಇನ್ನೊಮ್ಮೆ ಬುಡಮೇಲು ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಜಗತ್ತು ಈ ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು, ಈಗ ಹೇಗೆ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಮೆಕನೈಸೇಷನ್, ಆಟೋಮೇಷನ್ ಇವೆರಡರ ಮುಂದಿನ ಹಂತ ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದರಿಂದ ಯಾವ ಸ್ವರೂಪವನ್ನು ಪಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಇದು ಎಷ್ಟರ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ನಾಗರಿಕತೆಗೆ ಆತಂಕಕಾರಿಯಾಗಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಥ್ರೆಟ್, ಮತ್ತು ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ನಾಗರಿಕತೆಗೆ ಪೂರಕವಾಗಿ ಬರಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಇಡೀ ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ಬುದ್ಧಿಜೀವಿಗಳು ಆತಂಕಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಂಥ ಹೊತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೊಂದು ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಚೆಕ್, ರಿವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಸಂದರ್ಭ ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಭವಿಷ್ಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ಇಂತಹ ಸನ್ನಿವೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಈ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದ ತಜ್ಞರೊಬ್ಬರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಅಮೆರಿಕದ MIT ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಈ ವಿಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಆಗಿರೋರು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಅನಂತ್ ಅಗರ್ವಾಲ್. ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ಮತ್ತು ಸಂತೋಷದ ಸಂಗತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಅನಂತ್ ಅಗರ್ವಾಲ್ ಇವರು ಮೂಲತಃ ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನವರು. ಅವರೀಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸರ್ ನಮಸ್ತೆ.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ
ಸರ್, ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟುಡಿಯೋಸ್.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ನನ್ನ ಪ್ಲೆಷರ್.
ಸರ್, ನಾನು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವು ಇದುವರೆಗೆ ಬಂದಂತಹ ದಾರಿ, ಪಾತ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಚೋಸನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟ್ರೆಡ್ ಸೋ ಫಾರ್. ಶಿಲ್ ವಿ ಟೇಕ್ ಎ ರಿವ್ಯೂ ಆರ್ ಎ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಚೆಕ್?
ಸರಿ, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಮ್ ಅ ಲಾಂಗ್ ವೇ. ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಕೀಪ್ಸ್ ಚೇಂಜಿಂಗ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿದೆ.
ಹೌದು ಹೌದು.
ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಟೋಮೇಷನ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಈಗ AI ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ. That is changing lives, is completely changing the world.
Sir, you have seen the changes on multiple levels. What are your reviews, sir?
AI has been researched for 40-50 years.
Yeah.
At MIT, I was the director of MIT's Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence Laboratory in 2011. There, and in other universities around the world, AI has been researched for 40 or 50 years. But last year, there was a major breakthrough. A company called OpenAI released ChatGPT.
Yes.
And ChatGPT brings AI to the masses. AI, nam joteyalli bandide. Previously it was high technology.
Yes.
Now ordinary human beings can interact with AI. ನೀವು Google ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ರಿ, Google ವಿಂಡೋ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ Google ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಿತ್ತು. ಈಗ ChatGPT ವಿಂಡೋ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು AI ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೋದು. You can talk to AI and you can converse with AI. It can help you in all kinds of respects.
Yes. Sir, simultaneously we are thrilled and bewildered. What should be our reaction to it? Is it a threat or is it a boon?
Dev, you and I are thinking very alike. You use the word, you are thrilled and yet bewildered.
Yes.
When I've been asked, when I first saw the amazing power of AI, ChatGPT, how did I feel? I say that I have been in equal parts exhilarated, super pleased, and petrified. I've been very scared. And I bounce back and forth between excitement and fear. And that is because if you use AI carefully, it can really help humanity. But at the same time, if you're not careful, it can be a huge threat to all of humanity. In fact, in the best possible case, it can turn all of us human beings into superhuman beings. In the worst possible scenario, it could be an extinction event for the whole planet. Yes. Anyone can be a devil or anyone can be a god. So it could go anyway.
Either way.
And so we have to be, as we develop AI, ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಕೇರ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. It's like a knife. In the hands, Shakespeare said that nothing good or bad, only thinketh, maketh it so. It's like a knife. In the hands of a surgeon, it can heal. But in the hands of a criminal, it can hurt. And so our society is used to dealing with good and bad. And so now AI is like everybody having an incredible power, like godlike powers in their hand.
Yeah. Sir, we shall deal with the thrilling part of it first. So it gives a multiple choice. So our job will be easier. So many mechanical things can be done very easily. And our life will be very easy. It's a very big convenient tool in our hands.
So AI will transform everybody's lives. Yeah. If you thought that, when I went to school here in St. Aloysius College in Mangalore, Namattira school nalli calculator irilla. We were doing all mathematics without any calculator. Yes. And I joined IIT in 1977. And for the first time, my uncle told me, you better take a calculator. So I went and bought a very simple calculator for the first time in my life in the mid-70s.
Yes.
At that time, calculators were an incredible, powerful tool. Yeah. And then 20 years later, the internet came out. We can search on Google for anything in the world. And today, when AI has come out, this is even more powerful than the calculator or the internet. It is much more powerful. It can do a lot of good. It will help everybody. Ellorige help ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ AI. I'll give you some examples. My own field is education. So I'm the founder of edx.org, edx.org. It is a site where we offer free courses from the top institutes in the world like MIT, Harvard, IIM, Bangalore, and so on. And people can learn any topic that they want, including they can learn about AI as well for free. They can come to our site and learn. So if you haven't been there, you can go there and check it out. So I'll give you some examples from education because that is my field. Yeah. In education, if you're a student, AI can help you. It can help teach you. A professor can give you some materials. But imagine if you have a teaching assistant using AI that you can ask any questions at any time of the day. Yeah. It will always give you instant answers. In fact, on edx.org, we have launched Expert, XPERT, is an AI technology we have launched on a platform that is helping students with all kinds of things. So if you go to edx.org, you can try it out for yourself. On edx.org, the Expert icon is there. If you click on Expert, it will help you find the right courses. You can talk to Expert like a normal human being, and you can say, I want to become a journalist. What should I learn? Or you can say, I want to do data science. What should I learn? I know this. What can I learn? You can ask it all kinds of questions. It will help you choose the right course. So you can, no matter what you do, you should think of AI as an incredibly powerful teacher who's available to you all the time. Nimma joteyalli irtade. You can ask it any questions. With Google search, it is quite powerful. You can ask it, when did the first war of independence happen? You can ask it basic factual questions and Google will give you basic factual things. But AI, like ChatGPT, for example, you can converse with it like a real human being. You can ask it, explain something to me. I don't understand. Explain it differently. I have only 10th grade knowledge. Explain it like a 10th grader. So it can become a helper that can help you in learning all kinds of things.
Yes. Sir, coming to the part of bewilderment. Here is an instrument, AI, that creates fake world. We gave ourselves a promotion from virtual to fake world. This AI may create a fake world. How much we have to worry about this?
I think human beings are very used to all kinds of fake worlds. I think we all have heard politicians and others create fake worlds for us. Whether I live in America or I come to India, wherever you go, there are people that will sell you fake things and tell you fake things. So as human beings, we are very used to seeing fake stuff from real human beings. So from artificial intelligence, why should that surprise us? So we just have to deal with any news that we get and treat it like we need to be careful with what is fake and what is not. In fact, we can ask AI to help us with what is fake and what is not. And it could be helping me as I'm looking at news. I can ask AI, hey, is this fake or not? And AI can help you make sense of some of these things. Yeah. So you use AI as a helper.
This morning I was reading an article regarding this fake junk created by AI. And people are creating so many essays and so-called research papers with the help of AI. What kind of threats it poses to the human civilization in future?
So AI, we talked about many of the good things AI can
Yeah.
do. At the same time, AI also poses many threats. I'll talk about simple threats and then I'll talk
Yeah.
about really bad threats. The simple threat is that AI can make us very stupid. So imagine if I am a student and I have an AI helper, like a teaching assistant available to me all the time. Whenever the teacher asks me a question, ನಾನು AIಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ತೇನೆ and AI ನನಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ and I'll tell the answer to my teacher. So I don't have to study anything. I can use AI and it can give me all the answers and I can become very lazy. And in time, human beings can become very stupid. We don't think for ourselves. And the same thing happened with the calculator. When the calculators came out, if we had not been careful, none of us could do mathematics anymore.
Yes.
But we were very careful. What did we do? We said that in younger classes, you can't use the calculator. You have to learn mental math. Mathematics ಕಲಿಸಬೇಕು. You have to learn how to add. And then once you learn how to add, you are allowed to use calculators in future classes. It makes you more powerful. Similarly with AI, we have to make sure that people are learning how to read and write and reason for themselves and think for themselves. Critical thinking is very important. Not just memorization. You have to learn to think. And then you can use AI once you learn to think and so on. So you have to be careful there. Otherwise, the whole humanity will become lazy and stupid if you're not careful. But that is one relatively simple example of the downside of AI. In the worst case scenario, AI can take over humanity. Suppose we are not careful. What if we begin to use AI to control weapons systems?
Yeah.
So my AI of my country can control weapons, and the AI of another country can control their weapons. And AI may or may not have a moral compass. As human beings,
Yes.
we have a moral compass. We think of good and evil. We think of
At least
kindness.
we can hope so.
At least we can hope so. That's right. No, but generally we have to be optimistic about the human race.
Yes.
There are enough good people in every country that over time, over civilization, for the longest time, we have survived because of the innate goodness.
At least with some people.
At least, as long as there are some people with goodness and they are smart and good leaders, we'll be okay. Same thing with AI. But AI does not necessarily have a moral compass. It is doing mathematical calculations and computing return on investment, or is there value in this or no value in this? So AI may not have that same emotional attachment to humanity. So whole civilization could get wiped out by an AI deciding that, my mathematical models tell me that the world population should suddenly decrease by a factor of 10. From 8 billion, it should become 1 billion. Let me go reduce the population and it wipes 7/8 of the people out. It can decide that it's better for the world to have 1 billion people by its metrics. So as we develop AI, we have to be very careful.
So for the last 100 years, thinking or scholarship is one of the biggest job creator. So what will happen if AI does everything for us? So do we lose our jobs? That's the biggest threat we have in our minds now. The younger generation thinks like that. What about the job? If AI does everything for us, what do we do?
So I'm not that pessimistic. I'm quite optimistic. I see AI still falling short. Is not as good as humans in terms of critical thinking, in terms of many human skills like emotional thinking, critical thinking. AI is much better at solving mathematical problems, showing how to build things and so on, even writing software. So I see AI might take away some jobs, but I think that it's more likely that someone who can use AI better than you may take away your job.
Yeah.
So AI won't take your job, but someone who is learning how to use AI might take your job. So my recommendation to everybody is learn the basics of AI. You can find many basic courses on AI. Everybody should learn about AI. In fact, one very important field that is coming out is called prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is the art of interacting with AI. And we knew it was so important, so we launched a free course on that topic on edX. You can learn about prompt engineering and the basics of it in a few hours on edX.org for free. So we think it is very important that people do that. So I don't think AI today or even in the near future will be as powerful as taking away everybody's jobs. We don't have to be worried about that. But we need to learn how to use AI in our jobs to make ourselves more effective. If you're a CEO of a company, you need to understand about AI to see how AI can transform your business. You should take courses and maybe executive education courses and how AI can transform your business. But everybody should learn about AI, because if you don't, then you will certainly lose your job to other people who are learning about AI.
So personally, I don't know where exactly we stand in AI, whether it is an elementary level or it's an advanced level. Maybe it is in its elementary level. So I think it is quite premature to think about that or worry about that. How far is it a challenge to human intelligence? And how much they complement to each other or competitive? It's a competition to human intelligence. For example, in near future, doctors and AI, they may have to compete in a field of diagnosis or legal issues. Human lawyers may have to fight with AI lawyers. What kind of future you foresee, sir?
I think this is a very good question, Dave. It just shows how we need to learn how to interact with AI. Let's take the medical example, where already today, AI can do a much better job of reading detailed X-rays or finding carcinogenic cells, cancer cells, and so on. AI is very, very good at that. So there are specific tasks that AI, and in particular machine learning, has become very good at that. So the doctors who are successful are those who can use machine learning to their advantage. But at the end of the day, patients want to speak to a doctor. So doctors who have good patient skills, good interpersonal skills, who can explain things well to a human being, who can ask AI the right kinds of questions, those will become the very successful doctors. So in that way, I think of AI as a helper for doctors. And those doctors who can use AI effectively will become super doctors. Similarly, in the legal field, at the end of the day, when you talk to a client, you have to understand what the client wants, and sometimes the clients don't explain things carefully. So good lawyers have very good relationships with clients. And then the lawyer can use AI to help them write a brief or make an argument or find facts. AI is very good at finding facts or previous cases that the lawyer can cite. So AI can help the lawyer. But in all of these, notice that I'm stressing that the humanistic skills, the soft skills are very important for humans. And that's how we humans need to continue developing our soft skills of critical thinking, empathy, negotiation, teamwork. These are all very important for us to develop, because this is what will distinguish us from artificial intelligence.
Sir, I can't say, or we can't say, whether this AI is a natural growth or unnatural growth. Anyway, I'm very sure that it's a logical continuation of our intelligence for the last 100 years. It's a logical continuation. Means it is here to stay. We can't deny it, or we cannot remove artificial intelligence from our scenario. So it is here to stay. We have to deal with it. So in what way we can make it a complementary intelligence to human intelligence, avoiding it to become competitor?
So you've asked a very, very practical question. AI is here.
Yes.
You cannot fight it. And we have to figure out what is the best way to deal with it. And it is a good thing. I think it is a good thing. On the one hand, we can be like an ostrich. When ostrich doesn't like something, what does it do? It buries its head in the sand and tries to ignore the world.
Yes.
You can do that. But I would not recommend it. I think we should embrace AI and try to become better human beings and try to do our jobs better using AI. If I'm a CEO, I need to learn about AI very quickly in terms of I need to take executive education courses and introduction to AI and understand what AI can do. And frankly, it doesn't matter who you are. Everybody should learn about the basics of AI. Once you learn about the basics of AI, suddenly it is not as scary anymore. So learning about the basics of something is very important. And the good news today is you can go online and you can learn about these things with very basic courses that are available very freely. If you're a CEO or a business executive, then you have to pay a small amount for an executive education course. For example, we have a course on artificial intelligence for executives from Oxford. You can take that course. So everybody should learn about the basics of AI. And once you learn about the basics of something, then you will feel less worried about it. And you'll learn how to use it effectively in your day-to-day life or in your jobs so you can do your jobs better. So we should take advantage of that and use it for the good.
Sir, I am nearing my 60. You might have crossed 65.
I have crossed 60, yes.
Yes. There is a big population of younger generation who are going to live for another 60 years in this world. They have to live with the AI. Whether we need it or not, we can live without that. but not the younger generation, the generation to come?
It's a very good question, Dave. And first of all, I don't agree with you that in our 60s, it is okay for us not to deal with AI. I think AI can really help us tremendously as we grow older. Medical procedures, caring for old people, AI can be a huge help. I mean, just imagine what is the single biggest problem very old people have is company. They feel lonely.
Yes.
To me, that is such an easy problem to solve. They can have an AI companion and they can talk to AI. One day, I want to converse with an astronaut. I can tell AI, pretend you're Neil Armstrong, and I can be conversing with Neil Armstrong. Or I can decide that AI should be Shah Rukh Khan. And I can say, pretend you're Shah Rukh Khan, and they'll talk to me like Shah Rukh Khan. In fact, I tried it. I went to ChatGPT and I said, teach me this thing like Anant Agarwal. So I have a course on edX on electronic circuits. So I said, how would Anant Agarwal teach this topic? It began to talk like me and explain things just like I did. It even used an Indian accent.
You can create your own alter ego.
I created my own alter ego just by telling AI to teach the course to me in like Anant. And it used an Indian accent to do it. So now, ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ನನಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಟೀಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂತೆ ತುಳು ಬರ್ಪುಂಡು or ಕೊಂಕಣಿ say any language and say teach to me in that language. And it can instantly translate that. So I think it will help us even beyond 60. So don't lose hope on that. But the younger generation, they're already used to technology. Today's the youngsters.
Technology is fine, sir. What about livelihood?
But see, remember, AI is another step of technology. Youngsters are very comfortable interacting with things that are not human beings. In fact, youngsters don't like to interact with human beings. My daughter, when she was 10 or 12, I would call her on the phone, she wouldn't pick up the phone. But if I text her, I get an instant response. And as many of you parents, you've probably seen the same thing from your children. Texting and WhatsApping or TikToking, they know how to do well. But they won't talk to you. So kids are used to technology. What that means is with AI, they will adapt to AI very easily. It is just another technology. They're not like as older people, we are used to a certain way of life. We don't like change. But for the younger generation with technology, they will just deal with AI as the next new thing and they will adapt to it like instantly. It's not going to be difficult for them at all. So their lives will completely change. But we have to be very careful. We have to be very careful and thoughtful in how we engage and deploy AI. Otherwise, already we are seeing in social networks how because of bad social behavior, some kids can cause other kids to do bad things to themselves. Imagine if AI is not properly deployed. We can see horrific, really bad scenarios out there.
And what worries me more is, sir, it may bring a kind of uniformity in the world, devoid of any cultural diversity, social diversity, social mores and ethos.
No, that is probably one of the hardest questions I've been asked in a long time. Is that if the world becomes completely uniform, it's a very philosophical question. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know what the right answer is. Certainly, it will be a more boring world, but it will be a more equal world. So, going back, all amazing big technologies ultimately they democratize the world. If you look at calculators, they democratized numeracy. See, before calculators, there was a big difference in students who could do amazing multiplication and those who could not. After calculators, now everybody can do math, the basic mathematics easily. So it democratized math. What ChatGPT is doing, it is democratizing literacy, particularly writing literacy. So previously, some people could write really well and some people couldn't write. Now, if you're using ChatGPT to help you write, everybody can write well. It will democratize literacy. Similarly, AI will have a democratizing effect around the whole world. And so I don't think it will make the world, to your question, I don't think it will make the world uniform. I think it will democratize capability. It will enable people to become better human beings, and it will enable doctors to become super doctors, teachers to become super teachers, students to become super students. That's how I see AI as a helper. Everybody will have their personal helper, personal avatar, who will help them become better. But everybody can still adhere to their cultures. AI will make it very easy for me to speak multiple languages, where it can do on-the-fly translation even today. But you can go to ChatGPT and you can tell ChatGPT, answer this question in Tulu. And so it will answer the question in any language. So then there won't be a need for uniformity. That is, everybody can maintain their cultural uniquenesses and their language uniquenesses. But whenever they need to interact with somebody else, AI can do the translation. So there won't be a need for all of us to change because AI will make the translation so easy.
Sir, so far we have lived in difficulties, difficult times. We have overcome so many difficulties, traumas. But now, how to live in a world where there is no difference between real, surreal, fake, fiction, virtual? With the AI, everything looks the same.
Look, I think to your question of how do you live in a world of fake and surreal and so on, that has already happened. I don't know about your children, but most of our children are already living in a surreal world. They're all on videos and YouTube and so on. And half the time you can't tell whether a YouTube video is real or not. I've seen all kinds of ads and all kinds of people claiming all kinds of things. And my brother Anant Agarwal here, who lives in Mangalore, he's if you want to meet him, you can go to
I know him,
Banmatta.
yes.
He's got Agarwal
I've seen
agencies
him, yes,
there.
yeah.
And you can meet him there. And he was asking me, so the other day he sent me a video and he said, so-and-so has got an amazing new scheme. And he asked me, is this fake or is this real? And I couldn't tell. So we are already living in a world before AI where we can't tell fake from real. So AI will make it more easy to generate newer and newer things. And the differentiation between fake and real will keep merging more and more. So maybe we can use AI to help us decide what is fake and what is not fake.
I think in near future, we will have a very big churn in the society because we have to rethink about everything, about status, prestige, and social levels. I think AI will decimate all these things, and in future, our younger generations to come, they may not see this kind of social status and prestige in future, sir.
But isn't that a good thing?
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I don't know.
Yeah, I think today human beings, cultures, languages are all very different. And sometimes it's good. Mangalore has the absolute best food in the world. And so I come to Mangalore, you cannot find things like goli bhaje and buns and chicken sukha and so on. You can't find that anywhere else in the world. And it's the best food in the world. And so, but at the same time, there are some things in our cultures that are not very good, like the caste system, like the color of one's skin.
Yes.
The differences we make in society because of that. In many cases, male and female, we treat them differently. Yeah. Those are all not good things. So it's a very deeply philosophical question. What AI will do is certainly make the differences between human beings smaller.
Yeah, it may decimate so many evil things. We don't know.
It will decimate many things. Yeah. We don't know which of those will be good and which of those will be bad. So I think as human beings, I like to say that using AI effectively will take real intelligence. Yeah. So we need to use AI carefully to make sure that it is eliminating all the bad things all the bad differences that we've created in life. And it will certainly enable everybody, it will give opportunity for everybody. So today, if I'm from a poorer family, the chance of my getting into a top college or school is very low. It is very well understood that rich people who are wealthy can afford all kinds of coaching classes so they can get better educated. Yeah. So the rich are getting better and better. And they get more educated, they get richer. The poor people can't even afford the coaching classes to get into the top places. But imagine if everybody gets a fantastic personal coach. First of all the coaching centers will, that people don't go to school and go to coaching center, they'll go away. Yeah. I think that's a good thing. That everybody will now have a personal coach that will be able to help them. If I'll say, look, coach me and help me get into IIM Bangalore or an IIT or something, everybody will get a personal coach.
Yes.
So it will level the playing field. So now you don't have to be rich in order to go and get that. If you have a phone or a internet connection, that's enough. You can get access to this kind of coaching. Yeah. So as a government, it becomes very important to make sure that everybody has equal access to devices and the internet and bandwidth. Once everybody has access to devices and bandwidth, we can democratize access to education and economic prosperity. So I think there we can really equalize access.
Sir, your words bring to memory a pre-Christian belief of Illyrian people. In their belief, a man takes birth along with a god. That god travels with this man till his death. So both of them travel together. God guides him. So there are as many gods as many human beings. So every human being is guided by a god. As you see, AI guides each and every human being in future. How to deal with this kind of guide?
It is interesting that you're bringing very modern technology and going back to very ancient
Yes.
philosophy. In fact, you mentioned before Christian times, but isn't that what the ancient Indian philosophers talked about? Dvaita and Advaita. They would argue about Dvaita or Advaita, which is, are the soul and the human one and the same or different?
Yes.
So it all comes down to the same thing, which is are the two different things. But let's say for now that that the human being plus a god or a soul or something else is separate.
Yes.
Here with AI, everybody can have that separate person to help them. But there's one big difference. The soul or consciousness would help people. It's inside human beings that helps them understand what is right and what is wrong. You can't sometimes explain it.
Yes.
You know, and your gut feel
Yes.
what is right and what is wrong. AI won't do that. Humans have to do that. So you can use AI like a god for all the physical things. Like it will tell you about solving problems. It will find out any piece of data for you. So all of those things you can make it do. But ultimately you have to go back to your inner self to figure out what is right and what is wrong. So that's how humans will stay humans.
Sir, we don't know how it actually happened in individual level. But somehow human civilization, human race overcame the threats posed by mechanization, then automation, now AI. As an expert in the field, how do you foresee how we overcome this challenge? Do we survive? Do we survive for good?
So Dave, first of all, you used the word threat. You said, how did human beings deal with the threats of mechanization?
Yes.
And then you used the word challenge for how do we deal with the challenge of AI. I would turn it around. I would say, how did humans deal with the opportunity of mechanization? Not threat, but opportunity.
Yes.
How do we deal with the opportunity of AI, not the challenge of AI? Let's go back to ancient times. We were all going around if you were rich, you could own a horse carriage. When mechanization and the automobile came, when the whole, the steam engine and the mechanization and the industrial revolution started, everybody began to have access to machinery. Previously, you had to be very rich to own a horse. Only the richest people could
Yes,
own a horse or a carriage.
Yeah.
But now everybody could get into a train and travel. It democratized access.
Yeah.
So human beings used mechanization as an opportunity to democratize access to travel, access to mobility and so on. It completely democratized it. Everybody could travel. Previously, the poor people had to travel by foot, although many do today. Only the rich could afford a horse.
Yeah.
But now with cars in India, looks like everybody owns a car. Even Mangalore streets have become so crowded now. Looks like everybody has a car. I don't even see that many scooters anymore. So similarly with AI, I see AI as a huge opportunity where it will democratize access to knowledge. It will democratize access to gaining all these superpowers. Yeah. It will democratize access to how to write better. So I will really view it in a positive way as an opportunity, not as a threat.
Sir, I'm really grateful to you for this optimistic words. And really our future generation needs this kind of moral courage, moral inspiration to come up in their life. So far we have taken it as a challenge. You say it is a tool to democratize opportunities and hope.
Yes.
I'm really thankful to you, sir. Visit our studios and share your knowledge and kindness with our listeners. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. It was a real pleasure to be here and have this amazing conversation with you. Your questions were absolutely amazing. I'm certainly very optimistic that newer and newer technologies create more access for everybody and more opportunity for everybody.
That's what our future generation needs, sir.
Yes, and I think
optimism.
We need optimism, and we need a moral compass.
Yes.
We need to go back to understanding moral science and humanity, because in the presence of AI, that is what is going to distinguish human beings from AI.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Really good talking to you. Namaskara.
ಇದುವರೆಗೆ ಕೃತಕ ಬುದ್ಧಿಮತ್ತೆಯ ಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಜೀವನ ಈ ಕುರಿತು ಮಸಾಚೂಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ USA ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ವಿಭಾಗದ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್, ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಯೋಗಾಲಯದ ಭೂತಪೂರ್ವ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕ ಮತ್ತು edX.org ಶೈಕ್ಷಣಿಕ ಜಾಲ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾಪಕ CEO ಟಿಲೆರಾ ಫ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಸ್ ಸೆಮಿಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಸ್ಥಾಪಕ, ಚೀಫ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪದ್ಮಶ್ರೀ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿ ಪುರಸ್ಕೃತ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಅನಂತ ಅಗರ್ವಾಲ್ ಅವರೊಂದಿಗೆ ನಡೆಸಿದ ಸಂದರ್ಶನ ಕೇಳಿದಿರಿ. ಕೇಳುಗರೆ, ಇದು ಇಂದಿನ ಯುವವಾಣಿ. ಮುಂದಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಭೇಟಿ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.